Hello and welcome into patch note reading of Into the Unjust. You're here with me, Niklas Malmborg.
And me, Lennart Holmgren.
We don't have a lot of papers today.
No, it's a bit thinner this time, so yeah.
It's a decent amount.
Yeah,
Lagom.
Still stuff, mycket lagom.
Yes.
All right.
So, what do you have for us?
In the beginning, we're going to go over some feature changes and in new features that we've been working on. So we've been adding key binding options for quick weapon functions.
So you mean like the like flashlight, firing modes, different ammunition and zoom levels?
Exactly. So the four different options that you have in the weapon wheel, we will give unbound key bindings for the different directions. So you can faster just click that button to swap the selection.
Right, so they are in the key bindings menu, but they're unbound by default.
Yeah, so you can see how they fit within your key bindings and stuff like that.
Nice. Go check it out if you want to.
So then now you can switch between programmable ammo and stuff like that a bit quicker. So like the Holt and the autocannon will be a bit easier to switch between.
And does that work like even if you're in like first person view or stuff like that? Nice. Just out of the box.
Yes. And secondly, we have an update to the first person view.
Speaking of.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a much larger change to like the whole first person aiming down sight, how it works.
Let's do some background of like why this came up. So before it was like when you aim the weapon in first person view, it's actually dependent a little bit on like your ergonomics, how the weapon moved around, a little bit on like your distance from the scope.
That as well, yeah.
And when we put in customization on all the weapons, then like one scope could be put on many weapons, and we had to adjust basically the distance to the scope after the weapon that had the most issues with it being close.
So we could have it on more weapons.
Yeah, so people noticed that the...
Counter-sniper, Diligence counter-sniper, a lot of people noticed that it felt off in some way. Yeah. And most people thought the ergonomics was changed, but actually the ergonomics was better because we lowered it by 5, but it still felt worse.
Yeah, because how the logic of the first person
So it just felt off, and players felt that, and we've been working really hard to fix it, but this was a larger change that we wanted to fix. So
we basically rewrote that system. To also work with if you have higher field of vision.
Exactly, yeah. So if you increase the field of view, before the scope the weapon just stretched out and the scope became very far away, so it was very hard to aim and stuff. So with this change, the scope will have the same, framing or size, regardless of the field of view. Nice. So if you really want to crank up that, you can still have an easier time aiming, so that's nice.
And like more things that we fixed with this was also with heavy weapons. Like if you swung around, like did a 180 quick, then your weapon kind of lagged behind a lot because that's the ergonomics. But we did also kind of fix that it kind of feathered. So the further it gets, the weapon gets from the center of view, it actually moves faster. So it doesn't really pop out of the camera and then back again.
And less clipping and stuff like that. But also, just the general gameplay will be a bit more snappier in first person. So that's nice for the first person enjoyers.
So generally, first person view should be fixed now.
Yeah, exactly. So now hopefully people will enjoy first person a lot more.
Finally.
Yeah.
Took us a lot of time.
But as you mentioned, like we had to rewrite a lot of the base functionality. So
it was like the whole system.
Yeah, it's a big change.
Okay.
All right. And to celebrate that, I guess, we also, for some balance changes, we decreased ergonomics penalty on magnifying scopes for weapon attachments.
Yeah.
So the 10x, the 10x scope, the 4x scope, and the 2x scope, they had pretty high ergonomic penalties, and we felt that it was a bit too much to like. It felt it wasn't really a preference in a way. It was too much of a penalty. So now we want it to be more of a preference, like, do I really want the zoom, or do I want more peripheral vision or something?
Yeah, it's a little bit player style.
Exactly.
It still gives a little bit penalty because it's also kind of like
exactly, but we lowered it with a big amount.
And then we did have a look at some of the change we did to pistols and SMGs.
It was a larger rebalance of all the pistol ammo last time, and there were some of the weapons didn't really land where we wanted them to.
Yeah, so we missed the mark a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking at them as well, trying to get them up a bit. But we also, with that change, we don't really we want them to be good at close range, but we don't want them to overshine like marksman rifle and assault rifles on distance.
Yeah.
Because then it's just better.
But also not be totally useless.
Exactly. Yeah. So they should have a be better at close range, but not shine above the assault rifles at long range.
The trade-off has to be worth it.
Exactly.
Basically.
So numbers, maybe.
Yes, let's do some numbers.
So with the magnifying scopes, the red dot 2x scope, we decreased the ergonomics modifier from -3 to -1.
Nice.
And on the 4x combat scope, we decreased the ergonomics modifier from -6 to -2. And on the 10x scope, we lowered the ergonomics modifier from -9 to -4.
Right. That also affects the anti-material rifle.
Exactly, because the anti-material rifle has the sniper scope, so it will get a buff from 26 to 31 in ergonomics.
Nice. It is overall nicer.
Yeah.
And then we get into basically the SMGs plus a bonus in there.
Yeah.
The Defender.
The Defender. We increased the damage from 100 to 110, and then we increased the durable damage from 20 to 22. So just a little bit more punch there in the close range, and to help with the drag we applied last balance patch.
Also, we should do a shout out here to basically the community.
Yeah.
They did a lot of math.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, so this stuff changed, and then they did a lot of math, tested it in a lot of cases, and then we read all of that, and it was just like, in a lot of these places, they have good points, and they're right about a lot of things.
Exactly.
So Defender need to go up.
Yeah. And we also increased the Reprimand a bit from 135 to 140 in base damage.
Yeah.
And
not a huge change.
No, not a huge change, but still it needed some more.
But it also, it matters in some places where there's some break points which you can easily get under otherwise. Yeah. So it required 2 shots instead of 1. Yeah. So it will hopefully
help a bit
people notice it. Yeah. Then we had the M7S SMG.
Yes. So that one also increased from 80 to 90 in base damage, and durable damage from 16 to 18.
Yeah. It's a solid buff, basically.
Yep.
So these are the SMGs that we increased on. We might have missed something. We're still checking the math on all places. I think this is the one that we found very solid cases where they were underperforming.
The biggest.
Yeah. And then we get to a fun one, which is here I got a question about it, and I talked about it in the Democratic Conversation. I don't know if that's one out when this airs, but they wrote in and said the variables durable damage got a little bit left behind when we increased it for others. So we increased it, not by much, from 20 to 23. It does matter in a few breakpoints where you unload the whole magazine in one shot. Against Hulk backs or charger butts, etc. So there's some places there where small increases on durable damage can actually take you over the top.
Yeah.
And do one shot instead of needing more.
Nice.
And then we had a look at the shotgun.
Yeah.
Which one?
The M90A Shotgun.
Nice.
So we gave it a bit more punch in the durable area, so we increased the durable damage from 15 to 20. So it's quite.
It already has a lot of damage.
Yeah, it has.
It does 600 something.
Yeah.
And then the durable damage, it wasn't bad before, but it's
still an 8-gauge shotgun, so we wanted it to have the punch.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sidearms.
Yes, sidearms. So similar here as the SMGs, the Peacemaker didn't really land where we wanted it to land, so we increased the damage a bit more from 95 to 100 and increased the durable damage from 30 to 32. And
gonna do that much.
Yeah.
And the Peacemaker will probably never be a meta choice.
No, so, it's starter gun.
Which is fine. Yeah.
And then the Verdict got the same treatment as the Reprimand, so increased damage from 135 to 140.
Yeah. And the SOCOM.
Yes, the M6C SOCOM pistol. Increased damage from 110 to 125. And increased durable damage from 25 to 28.
You got the biggest buff, I think.
And now you can actually one-shot Devastators in the head at close range.
Yeah, because before it was like
just,
as soon as the bullet left the barrel, you lost like 1 damage and they can't do it.
Exactly, yeah. So now at close range you should be able to do that.
Yes, that makes sense.
And that's all the weapons.
Yes, and they think like that's not a lot.
No.
Which it isn't, but we put a lot of love into the ones we did.
Yeah, and the feature updates with the FOV and stuff will affect everything kind of.
Yes. We will go through a few fixes because we have a lot of fixes in this update. Also a lot of performance optimizations.
Yeah.
We'll see exactly how much of an effect it has, but we can go through a few of them. There's always like hilarious, we won't go through all of them, but like a few highlights of, you crashed when an enemy would fall through the ground, because eventually it like hit the death plane. And you could do this by digging a deep enough hole with the shovel. And then like eventually the physics worked out, and then enemies who tried to walk down the hole just fell through.
All right.
Fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which also we fixed that you can now properly dig again on the PS5 with the shovel.
Oh, that's good.
Because apparently that broke at some point. An old classic and favorite, flying factory striders. When they die, they
the dancing striders.
Yeah, they fly away.
Yeah.
We think we fixed it.
Okay.
I want to promise to say we fixed it, but somehow it might pop up again. Who knows?
We're gonna see some videos potentially, so we'll see.
Yeah, we fixed that War Striders now detonate mines properly. Apparently they didn't. We missed the thing.
Yeah, so they're heavy enough now.
Yeah, and then we did a thing that's kind of like, it's a fix, but it's also a balance. So some similar turrets, like bunker turrets, the AA emplacements, mortar emplacements for robots, and I think like because there's a tank with an AA turret.
Yeah.
That kind of has armor 3 in the backside, and
so
then there were
mortars, anti-air, and bunker turrets, right?
Yeah. So there were different armor values on some of these. And
on the back vent.
Yeah, exactly. Like what's the weak spot? And there's a different armor values. It was weird. So we took all of that and like gave him the same treatment, and now all of it is armor 3. All of it has like decent health for it. So should be good.
Yeah, should be unified.
Yeah, it's one of those things that just drags on and you don't have time to fix it. Yeah, but we finally did.
Awesome.
Let's see, what else is...
we did have a small fix for the epoch as well. So now the scope is zooming correctly. It's not a lot of zoom, but it's still like all the other weapons that had a similar scope did zoom a bit, and the epoch didn't do that. So now it has a similar zoom to like autocannon and laser cannon and stuff like that.
Nice. We have some most important fix. That was in the hangar on the ship. There was a missile under the Eagle that was misaligned from the middle.
Oh my god!
You can't fly like that. That's like it becomes completely
against
unbalanced.
Regulation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we moved the missile.
Awesome.
It's now in center. Perfect. Perfectly balanced. That's
perfectly
all things
balanced.
should be.
Yes. Awesome.
Then we have some optimizations. We like made completely like new technology for. We have a lot of lights on the automatons.
Oh right. Yeah. The scary eyes and the stomach and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So we kind of made a shader that did all of that. So you get the same effect, but we don't have to use lights, which saves us a lot of performance. Hopefully. It's noticed. It also depends on what kind of rig you have. Like for consoles, they'll notice it a bit, and for PC, kind of depends on what you have. We did a pass on a bunch actually most of the rock assets through the game are like what the physics setup is. So no one should really notice it, but we got like the amount of physics actors or like the physics bodies that you collide with down to like below half.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of other stuff in the game, of course, but hopefully someone will notice. We also fixed like a lot of like sandstorms, blizzards, acid storms, how they apply their effects. So it's a lot of technical stuff, but it's also, I guess, good for the community to know that like a lot of these things is not super straightforward on what is the problem and how to fix. A lot of times it could be just like, how do I apply this thing? It means like how many times do we have to loop through items in the world, or how do we block things like the shields, the energy shields will block the acid rain, for example. But like, how does it do it? What's the code for that? Yes. There's also some texture resolution fixes, and hopefully, like when we did the first-person thing, we also like reduced a lot of the clipping.
Yeah,
in weapons.
We had to do a lot of work on that. Yeah. So.
And there's also when we fix optimizations for textures, a thing that happens that it doesn't really like change how much the textures you need to load in to your memory, because we stream textures. So we kind of say like, you have this much memory, but when we optimize textures, it means that you will get more memory for other textures to be higher resolution. So generally, your game will actually look better when we optimize textures. So that's some insight in the performance optimizations.
Technical stuff.
Yeah. And I think that is...
Yeah, we have more fixes and stuff, but we're not going too deep into all of them.
Yeah, it will take a lot of time, and some of them are very obscure.
Yeah.
But you can read it all when you have the full versions of the patch notes, and see if your favorite thing was fixed. Also, let us know still of what haven't we fixed still. We try to we scour the community and what everyone says and what everyone feedbacks to us, and we have a big list.
Analyze it, see why it's happening, and
so we try to get like everything you tell us is wrong with the game. We have a big list, and then we kind of stack rank it with the most important thing on top and see what we can fix. So please keep letting us know. Okay.
Alrighty, that's
I
it
think that's
for this
it.
time. All right, see ya.